Coming up on UATV, I'll tell you how the parallel parking spots on Dixon Street could be a new place to grab some grub. There are currently 16 little free libraries across Northwest Arkansas. And thanks to this project, that number could double. Through these doors, there are plenty of things to do for U of A students. Students can play games at the Student Technology Center, buy Razorback gear at the Razorback shop, and even pick up mail from their P.O. box. And I'll tell you a smarter way to order food on campus. By giving one canned food item to the Fayetteville Public Library, it can take $1 off your late fee. So my $5 late fee is now $4. I'll tell you how this pizza is being made with the power of the sun. Thanks, Matt. I'm live here at the Washington County Courthouse where ballots were counted yesterday on a very busy election day. Voters didn't just make their voice heard about the candidates, but they also placed votes on some issues that were on the ballot. 4 out of these 5 issues were passed, and one of those includes the minimum wage initiative. It passed with 65% of the vote. The minimum wage in Arkansas is currently $6.25, and it's one of 3 states to have a minimum wage that is below the federal minimum wage. But all of that is going to change thanks to the passing of this amendment. The $6.25 will go up to $7.50 next year. That's 2015, and then go up from $7.50 to $8 in 2016 before finally going from $8 to $8.50 in 2017. I got a chance to talk with economics professor Kathy Deck about the potential economic impact this could have on the state.
No one can really give you a straight answer about what the effects of the minimum wage are. Sometimes employers use fewer hours from folks so they get a higher wage but for fewer hours. Sometimes they hire less people than they would if the minimum wage was lower. And sometimes they switch to using more technology.
The only initiative that didn't pass was the alcoholic beverage initiative. It only got 43% of the vote, and as a result, that means that Arkansas will continue to have wet and dry counties. There will not be statewide alcohol sales. In Arkansas, there are 37 dry counties, and that means there are no alcohol sales there, and 38 wet counties, which means the counties have voted to legalize alcohol sales there. The counties themselves will continue to hold voting periods in which they decide whether or not they will be wet or dry counties. I spoke with Professor Deck about this issue as well, and she said that determining the impact is not as simple as comparing wet versus dry counties.
There are lots of effects, not least of which what employers are historically there, what the labor force looks like, how educated that labor force is, how many young people are in a community. All of those things matter greatly for counties.
Live at the Washington County Courthouse, I'm Rachael Caldwell. Back to you, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Specialized Real Estate Group, which was behind Eco Modern Flats in the Cardinal apartment complex right here next to the University of Arkansas campus, is bringing another apartment complex to Fayetteville, this one in North Fayetteville. That's a look at the Malco Razorback Cinema, and along with Academy Sports will be across from the apartment complex planned for Steel Boulevard. The 14-acre lot on the boulevard will have 300 units and 500 parking spots, and there are plans for restaurants and shops to be put in as well. The City Council got its first look at these drawings you see on your screen today, and it's on the docket to be discussed by the Subdivision Committee later this month. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Rachael Caldwell. Back to you, Matt. Thanks, Bridgman. It is National Banned Books Week 2014. And the Fayetteville Library, which you can see on your screen there, along with Bentonville and Springdale, have displays of disputed books up this week like those on your screen. But what is a banned book? Perhaps a better phrase is frequently challenged, as the books can be challenged to be removed or reclassified, such as changing it from young adult to adult. But why would libraries highlight these controversial books? Well, I talked to Executive Director of the Fayetteville Public Library, David Johnson.
It's really just a celebration of non-censorship, letting people have access to information and knowledge in whatever interests there lie.
Now, as part of the week, the list of the most frequently challenged books from last year, 2013, is also released. On top of that list is actually the Captain Underpants book for children, as it's considered unsuited for its age group. Reporting for UATV, I'm Rachael Caldwell. Back to you, Bridgman. Thanks, Breedman. And this year, the University of Arkansas was ranked as one of the top 25 veteran-friendly universities in the United States by bestcolleges.com. A big reason why is the Veterans Resource and Information Center right here on campus. Veterans Day has come and gone, but service members are always celebrated at the Veterans Information and Resource Center.
They're a different population with different needs and different benefits that not every traditional student receives.
The center helps student veterans and their families with tools for success in college and beyond.
We want to make sure our students not only graduate, but we want to provide them with programs and accessibility to employers.
We got banana. We have a toucan.
While this office may be small, it still has a huge impact. After being introduced 5 years ago, the Veterans Information and Resource Center has continued to grow with the backing and support of the university. Since July of this year, the center has helped nearly 3,000 student veterans. One of those student veterans is Matt Pedone. Pedone served 9.5 years in the military and believes the center provides an outlet for veterans.
We have a place to be around each other here. Veterans don't think like everybody else, so it's kind of nice.
The center helps veterans with advising, scholarships, and tutoring, but it goes beyond those basics. Gamboa encourages everyday students to understand that these service members are also their classmates. She says a little support goes a long way.
And you don't have to be a vet to help a vet, as long as you have the heart.
And they hope to eventually expand the center to its very own building at some point in the future, but no official plans are set. Back to you, Breedman. Thanks, Matt. Hectic class schedules, untimely car trouble, and various other issues that students can face make it a little tough to get to the polls on November 4th. Early voting provides an opportunity to make sure your vote still counts. Early voting began on October 20th and runs all the way to Monday. While you can always cast your ballot on Election Day, early voting provides certain benefits.
It gives people that might not be able to have the time November 4th to stand in line to go and vote. It gives them extra time to cast their vote, such as students, young people, working mothers. I'm here in the Washington County Courthouse, which is one of 6 voting sites that voters can go to cast their ballot early. But it's important to remember that you have to be a registered voter in Washington County to go to one of those locations. Arkansas is one of 33 states to allow no excuse early voting. This means you can just simply show up at a polling location and make your choices.
They'll print you out a little application to sign. You sign, saying you're going to vote today and you're not going to try to go vote again on Election Day. And we just set you up on a machine or give you a paper ballot.
Despite the convenience early voting provides, during the last election, Arkansas had the 4th lowest youth turnout for voting in America.
We definitely need to fix that and get more youth out to the polls. These issues affect us the most. For example, student loans are a big issue in this election. I talked to County Clerk Becky Lou Allen, and she said that last election they had over 7,800 early votes, and this year they have already surpassed that number. Reporting for UATV, I'm Rachael Caldwell. Thanks, Matt. Some students have finals as early as this Saturday. It's crunch time, and CAPS today hosted their first ever play day to help students de-stress. I dropped by and checked it out.
3 finals.
I have 4 this year.
I have 5 finals.
Finals week marks the end of every semester, and students are stressed.
I'm extraordinarily stressed out about it.
I feel like I don't have time to get them all done.
Finals are giving me a really big headache.
Like their piles of books and notes for final exams, stress can pile up quickly for students.
When you're ready, again, no need to rush.
The Counseling and Psychological Services Office wants students to take a step back and relax. The center hosted a play day with activities to help students get their minds off exams.
It's nice that they have the dogs here and coloring and, kind of give us a short break, even if it's only for 10 minutes during finals.
The event kicks off the center's Take 5 for Mental Health campaign to get students thinking about their mental health.
Getting into finals week, you really start to just really think about finals whenever, you should really take a step back.
The The Take 5 initiative got its name to emphasize that it doesn't take too much time to step back and think about your mental health the same way you do with your physical health. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Rachael Caldwell.